Hi class, Jolene here. Let's take a look at food trucks created by, or the wrapping, I should say, of food trucks created by previous students. So here's one for Mia Pasta. What you'll be responsible for on this project is creating a logo. In this case, this is the logo using a pattern. So here's one pattern, and this is the same pattern except that it's got a different color background. You want to make sure that all three panels of the truck include the logo so that when this truck is on the road, the branding is everywhere a person might look. You also want to make sure a menu is on the truck and it should be right next to the window. This is where the window would be open so people can place their orders. I'd be careful about putting too much information on the menu. It'll be too hard to read. So you don't need descriptions of things. And the menus should include prices. Okay, so for this one, here's the brainstorm for the names of or types of food that the student was considering. And then she started sketching different food items that she might use, working with the logo, type trials, there's her menu. And again, that's her final. She also did, I think she did two different ones. Let's see. No, that's the same one, but doing it in a different way. So a solid background versus this green and red background. Okay, here's another one for Burnout Burgers. This student put the menu here. That's probably not a good idea because people are standing here right in this area when they're ordering their food, and they're not going to be able to see it. Now, the student probably did that because he had already placed this burger here and didn't want to cover it up. So you have to, as designers, we have to figure out solutions to these kinds of problems. Perhaps a transparent panel right here, this yellow panel here with transparency on it so you could still see the burger behind it. Again, making sure that the logo is on all three panels, and it wouldn't hurt to put a phone number or a website or the Facebook icon so people know that they can go to Facebook and find out. A lot of food truck companies list on their Facebook page where they're going to be next. Okay, so this is the process for the Burnout Burgers. Let's take a look at another one for borscht, beets, beef, bread, and then whatever that is in Russian it looks like. So this is a good placement for the menu, excuse me, and it's easy to read. You may or may not want to put in something, well, you should put a design here. Let me take that back, because when the food truck is traveling, this panel will be down, and this window, the metal that goes in front of the window, will be down, and that's another opportunity for branding. So you should put something there. Here's process for that one. And then here's one for Jimmy Joe's Burgers to Go. So very cool looking retro logo. Three different patterns have been used here. One with the burger that's kind of transparent, and then this black and white check, and then this red and black polka dot. So all three of these patterns are working really well together. Again, a very simple menu. This truck is done very, very well. SoCal Grillin', also done well. Simple menu. Only problem with this one is I'm not seeing a pattern, and that's one of the things you'll be graded for, so make sure you include a pattern. Johnny's Gourmet Burgers. Now this is great because he has put a tagline here. Every bite will have you saying, "Whoa, mama." So when it's going down the road, you'll be able to see this, but when the truck is stopped and is serving people, you won't be able to see it. This is the way this student did this pattern, and he did it in two different ways, with the burger and the Johnny guy, in 100% transparency, which means no transparency, and then the same one over on the other side of the truck, but more transparent, which really allows the logo to pop. Here's another one for curbside chucha fritos. That, I think that, yeah, that's a Puerto Rican French fries, I believe. So using part of their flag, I mean, I don't know how interested people are in the flags when it comes to a food truck, but there is a cool pattern design here. Um, got the logo on all three patterns, so that's working well. Here's the logo. So this is type on a path. This is how this was created. There we go. Here's the pattern using a palm tree. This is a lot more information than is necessary for the menu. And this is a really good thing too, to include website, phone number. Probably don't need the street address. People don't care where you're doing your administrative stuff. They just want to know where you're going to be parked so they can get your food. All right, Molecular Moai, I think it's pronounced. So there's the logo. And this student has just sketched in the menu. You should use type for the menu. It's got the website nice and big, the phone number nice and big, even included a QR code. So if somebody's standing next to the truck, they could click on that and go look at the website. And here he's even says, check out our menu. So somebody was in and there's the QR code. If somebody was in their car right behind this truck on the road and was able to take a picture of that menu, oh, that would be dangerous. Don't do that. But if the truck is parked, they could take a picture of this or use the QR code app and get to the menu. Here's another one for Hawaiian Express. This is the pattern. It's not a typical one, but it does work for a pattern. This should include the name, the Hawaiian Express, on the back, not just the image. Let's see, what else do we have here? Here's what your pattern experimentation should look like. I should see a bunch of these on your rough pages. This student used a image trace for the food part of it. I don't want you to do that. You create the image as a vector graphic, because you need to know how to do that. And this is a really good way of testing. Well, this is the comps for the logo, but that's a really big logo. So You probably don't need all of that, just the bok chow, the tagline, what kind of food it is. So just this part should be the logo, but seeing how it looks on different backgrounds is also a good idea. Here's one for Muerte de Hambre. It's got a nice pattern in it. There's the logo. So this is what your final page will look like. You'll have all three sides of the truck plus the logo by itself right up in this corner. And there's some of the process for this one. Make this bigger. Testing patterns and different ways of doing this graphic. Setting up the menu. And testing out different colors. Here's another Pineapple Express. This is working really well. He's got the pattern of the pineapple here and a bigger pattern with hibiscus flowers in the back, and then this is the logo. So we've got the Pineapple Express on the go. If you want to add extra information to yours, this one says we do catering. Call and ask how to schedule with a phone number. You probably don't need this type, call and ask how to schedule. And you probably don't need the words we do. Just have the word catering and the phone number. Here's one for Royale with cheese. This is the pattern, the logo, the menu. This has everything you need. Sushi Hero. See the pattern here in the background. You can use the pattern in many, many different ways. You can use it on just part of the truck, the whole part, sides, whatever you think works. Here's Barbecue the Pit. So this person added extra windows to this, but this is really good. The phone number and the website, very obvious here. I can't tell what this pattern is. It looks like it's words, which is fine to use words in that way as long as it looks good. This one's for this one is kind of I don't know what to say about this. I don't know how appropriate this is for a food truck. But it works pretty well, except you can't read the type. Notice that this person has used the blend tool for this design in the back. Remember the blend tool from our very first assignment where you were creating a tech cover? So this works nice, but I don't consider that a pattern. So if you want to use something like that, that's fine, but you also need to create a pattern. This is for the Yellow Submarine. So this is the process for the type, what kind of elements. So this person has created, it looks like a burger from the submarine, and working with patterns. And there's the comps and more trials. And then this is the final. Oh, that's not a burger, it's a submarine sandwich. This works really nice for the back of the truck, the menu. Even though this part is going to be open, the window when it's parked, where we still see this big part of the graphic and that logo there. Here's one for Mango Unchained. play on words from the movie Django Unchained. He did two different versions of it, completely different. And here's his process. He had other good ideas, Jurassic Pork, it's real good, clever. And then logo trials. This one's for Mama's Po' Boys. Got the pattern. Yeah, all this work is working really well. Euro a go-go. So we've got the logo, a pattern. It works well. Bob's Burgers. So this person put the menu up here. Now, when that window's flipped open, I don't think you will be able to see this. The menu needs to go on the side. Calamari sushi, big pattern. Now, I would argue that pattern is too big and is making the logo very hard to read, and especially this phone number. So making this pattern much smaller would have worked better. And maybe just have that pattern on the bottom of this panel and then a solid color on top that will make this pop. That would work better. Process for that one, for the same one we just looked at. This is process. That's the logo. And oh, and there's the final. Neptune's Net. Now, this logo should include the type because the type, the name of the food truck is part of the logo. So here's a different way of doing a pattern off to the side here, and then using this big wave for the rest of the design. Faux shizzle. That's working pretty well, but yeah, it's okay. This should have a lot more going on. There's no pattern here. I'm not saying crowd a bunch of stuff in, but there's certain elements that are required. A logo, a pattern, and colors, complementing colors that work well together. This is not appealing. And remember, we're selling food, so it needs to look good. Here's one for fabulous French fries using a big old potato for the pattern. Now this works because this pattern, because it's creating the color for the truck, and the logo and this green design pops on top of it. Again, putting the menu here is not a good idea. It should go right there. Okay, this is type trials, pattern trials, trying it in different ways. The 4 comps for the logo. 4 more comps, 4 more. This person had fun with that. Okay, so I hope that was helpful for you in inspiring some ideas for your food truck.